previous session of consumer behavior, I simply explained the nature of consumer behavior. And in today's session, I am going to explain why study consumer behavior. Now, this will explain why every organization who are manufacturing any kind of product or services need to conduct the study of consumer behavior, which means they need to understand the buying behavior pattern of every consumer so that they can manufacture goods and services which are going to fulfill the needs and requirements of every consumer. So, in today's topic, we are going to discuss about the various reasons due to which the study of consumer behavior is kind of necessary for every organization which produces goods and services. Now, first of all, in today's scenario, a single type of product is manufactured by many number of companies. And in this situation, the companies cannot force the consumers to purchase their product. For example, take example of a dishwash. A dishwash is a product which is used to wash utensils. Now, there are varieties of product that we can find out from different types of brand. Now, every company cannot force the consumer to buy their product only. They need to motivate the consumers to buy the product. And in order to motivate and encourage them to buy their product, they need to understand their behavior as a consumer, because consumers actually decide what are the products which they need, which they are supposed to buy, and what are the products which they are going to reject. They are also deciding the place from which they are going to purchase a product. So, study of consumer behavior becomes extremely necessary for every organization in order to create a product which can actually satisfy the needs and requirements of the consumers, or create variety of services which can fulfill the requirements of the consumer, and also by providing such facilities they can give tough competition to their competitors. Now, competitors play a major role in the study of consumer behavior, because of which the study of consumer behavior becomes necessary. If a company understands the behavior pattern of a consumer, they can provide products before their competitors. So, competitors, because of large number of competitors, this study of consumer behavior becomes extremely necessary for almost all the organization. Okay? Now, let us discuss the various reasons because of which the study of consumer behavior is necessary. So, the first point that we are going to discuss is modern philosophy. Now, many years back, like 30, 40 or even more than that, companies used to manufacture a product and they used to advertise the product so that the consumer will be aware about the product and they will purchase it. But during that time, consumers do not used to collect information before every purchase they make. But today's consumer, they are more intelligent, they are more smart, they want to get the value of the money which they are spending on any product or service. And because of that, they collect information about each and every product they purchase. Whether it is a small one or whether they are investing more amount of money. Like whether they are purchasing a smartphone or they are purchasing a simple bottle of shampoo. They collect information before purchase of any kind of product. So that makes it a modern philosophy. Now, satisfying this modern consumer is very difficult because their needs, requirements keep on changing. And for that reason, every organization needs to understand the consumer behavior, the behavior of every consumer, so that they can satisfy the needs and requirements of every consumer by creating those products which are required by the consumers. Clear? So this not only helps the marketers, not only helps the companies to predict the demand of the consumers, but they can also understand what kind of demand will be fulfilled by the competitors also. Clear? Because there is a prevailing demand of a particular product, they can also understand that the competitors are also going to manufacture such kind of products. So this makes because of this modern philosophy, the study of consumer behavior becomes necessary, because it helps to understand the needs and requirements of the consumer, and it also helps to predict the future needs and requirements of the consumers. Clear? Now let us discuss the second point or second reason behind the study of consumer behavior. The second reason is achievements of goals. Now here goals here means the goals of the organization. Now what are the basic goals of an organization? We can say that there are three basic goals of any organization. First of all, survival, then profit, then growth. Now whenever you start a business or anyone starts a business, they need to survive. They need to survive, because profit making may not be possible during the initial years of the business. So they need to survive in the market, they need to provide their product to all the consumers so that in future they can earn profit. So survival, after survival they focus on profit making, because without profit an organization cannot run, cannot survive for more number of years. So survival is the first organizational goal, then profit making, and the third one is growth. Now if an organization has survived in the market, the organization is making profit, but the organization is not expanding, it is not growing. It means that it will become, or the organization will not be successful for many years. It will fail after a certain point of time. The organization needs to expand, needs to diversify, so that more and more amount of profit can be generated. So achievement of goals is very necessary for every organization. Now how study of consumer behavior is going to help in achievement of goal? Now like I said, there are three specific goals, important goals, that is survival, then profit making, and then we have growth. Now these three things are possible if they understand what kind of products and services are required by the consumers, are demanded by the consumers, and if they try to fulfill all the needs and requirements of the consumers before their competitors, the three goals, that is survival, profit and growth, can be easily achieved. So study of consumer behavior provides information to the organization regarding the products and services which are going to be demanded or going to be used by the consumers. So this makes the achievement of goals more easier. Clear? For example, a company conducts a survey regarding toothpaste. What kind of toothpaste are demanded by the consumers? Nowadays we have variety of toothpaste with various number of flavors. So what kind of different product can we produce? Now when Sensodyne entered the market, it focused on one aspect, that is the sensitive teeth. Clear? Now before that, none of the company has that feature in their product. So when this product was introduced, people purchased who had sensitivity towards cold or any kind of warm food. So that was their research, that this kind of product is not available. People are facing many problems because of tooth sensitivity, and they create a product which will fulfill the needs and requirements of the organization, of the consumers. And if they become successful in fulfilling the needs and requirements of the consumers, it will help them to achieve the organizational goals. So let us move on to the third point. I think all of you have understood these 2 points, the first one and second one. Now let us discuss the third point, the third reason because of which consumer behavior becomes necessary. The third one is useful for dealers and salesmen. Now, a but none of the products, you are not happy to see any of the products. None of the products are able to satisfy your need. So after a point of time, you will be frustrated. You will think that this shop does not have what I need. You will move out of the shop and you will search for the product from any other shop. Now here the study of consumer behavior becomes necessary. If the salesperson has complete knowledge about your desires, about your expectations, about your needs, then he or she can provide you, show you the products which can actually fulfill your needs and requirements. So as a consumer, you will get what you want, and as a salesperson, he is able to sell what the company or what the shop is supposed to sell. So here it says that study of consumer behavior collects necessary information regarding the behavior pattern of the consumer, and if those informations are provided to dealers and salesperson, it will be very easy for them to convince the consumers to purchase the product. They can have a clear idea what are the things these consumers are going to purchase. And if they don't have a product from the particular brand, they can provide them same kind of product from different brands. So the study of consumer behavior is not only going to help the company, but it is also going to help the dealers and salespersons, because this is going to make their work more and more easy. Clear? Now let's discuss the fourth reason behind. The fourth point here says that more relevant marketing programs. So marketing programs are basically those programs which decide how to convince a consumer to purchase a product. What are the various ways of promotion, distribution, advertisement, or even it also can include notification some of the products, features or packaging. So all these things come under marketing program. Now if the marketer has knowledge about consumer behavior, this marketing program will be more effective. For example, suppose you are giving a presentation on a particular topic. Let us give that you are giving presentation on human resource development. But none of the people who are in the seminar have knowledge about or have studied commerce or BBA or MBA, have never studied any kind of management paper or not even commerce student. They are filled with those people who don't have proper knowledge about human resource development or any other aspect of or any other topic related to the area. So what will be the consequence? You will give a presentation, but most of the people will not understand what you are saying. So here, if the marketer have proper information regarding the needs, requirements of the consumers, they can create a program which will encourage and influence the consumers to buy their product. So study of consumer behavior is going to provide necessary information to the marketers, through which they can create a marketing program which will be more effective, which will also contribute in increasing the sales of the organization. So it makes the marketing program more relevant and more effective. Now, what is the fifth point because of which the study of consumer behavior becomes necessary? It says that adjusting marketing program. Now, in the previous point we discussed how this is consumer behavior, the study of consumer behavior makes marketing program more relevant. Now, what does it mean adjusting marketing program? Now, like I said, today's consumer are very smart, very intelligent, and because of that, they need more and more number of features. They need better and better quality products. They expect that every company is going to produce a product better than their competitor. So that is the usual expectation of consumer. Now this study of consumer behavior is not a one-shot thing. It is a continuous process. The marketers need to study the consumer behavior of consumers on a regular basis or within a particular time interval. This will help the marketers to make adjustment in the marketing program. Few adjustments or even major adjustments, because like I said, the behavior pattern keeps on changing, the requirements keeps on changing. So if the study is conducted on a regular basis, it will help the marketers to make necessary adjustment in the programs. If the study is not conducted on the regular basis, they will stick to one marketing program, and after a certain point of time, that marketing program won't be effective. So to make every marketing program effective, they need to have or they need to conduct study of consumer behavior on a regular basis, so that they can simply make adjustments or improvements in the marketing program, which will be more effective, which will encourage more and more consumers to purchase the product or service. Clear? So the next point that we are going to discuss is predicting marketing trends. Now, because of large number of competitors, every competitor will provide different kind of product with a unique feature, and they modify these features, they include new features time to time, they create new variations of the product, and consumers also demand for different kinds of product from time to time. So the marketing program which is created needs to be adjusted according to the trend. So this not only the study of consumer behavior not only predicts the present requirement of the consumer, but it also helps to understand and predict what will be the future requirements of the consumers, what will be the marketing trends if they study the consumer behavior on a regular basis. So it predicts the current as well as the future marketing trends which is going to affect the company, and if they are able to predict the future marketing trends, the companies will be prepared in advance, they can make necessary changes in advance, and through which they can provide products to the consumers before their competitors, and they can gain a larger market share. So this is the sixth point of why study consumer behavior. Now the second one is consumer differentiation. Now can you say that each and every consumer are similar? They use same kind of product, they have same kind of buying behavior, they make their decision on same basis or same criteria? No, we cannot say. Every consumer is different from another. But there are also a group of people, a number of people who share similar consumer behavior. So consumer behavior actually helps the organization to create different segments of consumer. Now this segments of consumer, this group of consumers will have same kind of requirement, will have same kind of needs, and they will require same kind of features in a particular product. Their buying behavior is also same, and their decision making process is also almost same. So the study of consumer behavior helps the organization to create a segment for their product. For example, let us take the example of the app which is almost used by many people, that is TikTok. TikTok is nowadays used by every youngster, and most of the videos are used or they prepare it without even thinking. So they have targeted the youth, not the elderly people, not the mature people. They have targeted the youth who most of the time have nothing to do, and they do these kind of videos. So their target was the youth. Same way, if a smartphone manufacturing company, if they want to produce, if they want to capture the market, they want to have more and more number of consumers, they are demanded by the larger group of people. Let us take example of camera. Even if the camera is of high quality, more and more number of people will be purchasing the product. Like the youth of the nation, they purchase the mobile phones depending upon the camera quality, and very few people require proper security in the phone, proper durability of the phone, or even the other features of the phone. So they create a segment, which the segment of people which have same kinds of requirement, and then they manufacture products to satisfy the requirement of that segment of people. So study of consumer behavior helps every organization to differentiate consumers, who is going to be our target and who is not going to be our target, and then the group the people and bring them into one category who is going to be their target market. Here, now let's discuss the other points of studying consumer behavior. Now the next point in the study of consumer behavior is creation and retention of consumers. Now creation and retention. What does it mean? Retention means the consumers, the people who are already buying our products, we need to satisfy their needs on a regular basis, so that they are not supposed to switch the brand. For example, a person is using a particular brand like let us take ITC. The person purchases products, almost all the products of ITC, especially the FMCG product. But if the company does not keep up with the quality, if the company does not keep up with the availability of the product, the consumers may switch to any other brand which will satisfy their needs. So they need to retain the consumers by modifying their product on a regular basis according to the requirement, by increasing the availability of the product all over the area. So that leads to retention of existing market, satisfying the needs of the consumers on a regular basis, so that they won't switch to any other brand. That is called retention of consumers. Now what is creation? Now the company cannot say that we have large number of consumers and we are very satisfied with the number. No, they need to increase the number of consumers. So that leads to creation of consumer. How to create new number of consumers? By satisfying the needs of those people who are not already our consumers. What they need? Let us study the consumer behavior pattern of those people who are not our consumers. What they need, what they expect, we need to study that, so that the people who are not using our products will actually become our consumers. So the 8th point says that every organization requires the study of consumer behavior in order to create more and more number of consumers, and also in order to retain the existing consumers. Clear? See, why a company needs more and more consumers? Because if we don't have many number of consumers, if we are not able to satisfy the needs of the new consumers or old consumers, these will after a particular point of time will go to any other brand. We will lose the consumers. That is going to affect the operations, the profitability and survival of the company. So it is very necessary for every organization to create consumers, new consumers on a regular basis, and retain the old consumers. Clear? And for this purpose, they need to understand what they actually require, what they actually demand. For that reason, study of consumer behavior becomes necessary. Clear? Now, let us discuss the 9th point. Now here the 9th point says that competitors. Now, how does study of consumer behavior help us to beat the competitors, to go ahead of the competitors? Now we need to understand before our competitors. If our competitors provide a product which is required by the consumers and we do it after our competitors, then we are not going to have large number of consumers. Let me give an example. During the time when smartphone were introduced, after feature phone smartphone were introduced, Samsung introduced smartphones, varieties of smartphones, Nokia also introduced, but the timing was little late. Samsung understood the market and they created something else. Other companies also accepted the new technology and created smartphones, but Nokia was little bit behind them, and because of that they lost their consumers. Those consumers who were very happy with the Nokia phones, now they are switching their brands to other products or other companies like Samsung and others who manufacture smartphone. So say they lost the consumer, the business was taken they had a product like Nokia Lumia which was taken by Microsoft, and now recently within 1, 2 or 3 years they are again relaunching the product, but it is still very difficult to gain that large number of consumers which they had earlier during the time of manufacturing feature phone. So this is the major reason why study of consumer behavior is necessary. If our competitors produce and satisfy the needs of the consumers before us, we will lose market share, we will lose consumers, it will reduce our profitability and it may also lead to closing of the organization. Clear? So in order to beat the competitors, the study of consumer behavior becomes necessary. Now the dynamic nature of market. How market is very dynamic in nature, because market does not wait for anyone. It accepts new technology, it accepts new product, it accepts everything which is introduced in the market. It may become successful, it may not become successful, but initially every product has a place in the market, which creates problem for other organization. If something new is introduced, people would like to try the new thing, people would like to purchase the product or service and use it. Okay, so that affects the other companies which are already there in the business. So market is very dynamic, and in order to go in accordance with this dynamic nature of market, they need to understand the behavior pattern of the consumer. Every company needs to understand what more consumers are expecting. Usually what happens, many times consumers also don't know what they want until and unless a company produces a product and tells the consumer that you need this product in order to make your appearance better, in order to make your life more and more easy. So this actually states that the market is very flexible, very dynamic, and in order to adjust in that market, in order to survive in the market, we need to study the consumer behavior. Now let's discuss the last point of this topic. The last point here says that effective use of production resources. Now resources here means all the kinds of resources which are used to produce a good or services. Now if we don't have knowledge about what kind of product we are manufacturing, what kind of things people are demanding, then we are going to produce something according to the capability of the organization, according to the creativity of the organization. So they use the resources to produce a product or services which may not be demanded by the consumers. What will be its consequence? The product or service may be rejected by the consumers. And after rejection of any product and service, every organization faces huge losses. For example, a company created, let us give the example of Nano. Nano was created by Ratan Tata so that each and every middle class family can have a car within a limited amount of money, within 1 lakh or 1,50,000, because car is supposed to be expensive because of the features that we have in cars. So his vision was to create a product which will satisfy the middle class requirement. It is not meant for the luxury purpose. It was not a luxury car. It was not a status symbol. And because of that reason only, it was not able to capture the market, because car in Indian society has a different image attached to it. Everyone purchases a car in order to show their status. But a car worth rupees 1 lakh or 1,50,000 does not show the status. That's why the product was not that successful in the market. It was successful, but it couldn't survive for a very long time period. So they used the production resources. They thought that consumers required a car which is within 1 lakh. But after a point of time, the product didn't satisfy the needs and requirements of the consumer. So the production resources which were used were not utilized to the optimum extent. Those resources were not used effectively. So in order to use those production resources effectively, in order to reduce the wastage of the production resources, every company needs to study the consumer behavior pattern, so that they can manufacture what people demand, so that they can even modify or make modifications in the product in order to satisfy the demand of the consumers. So these are the 11 reasons which explains that why the study of consumer behavior is necessary for every organization which manufactures goods and services. In the next class, I will explain the various other disciplines which has a major influence on the study of consumer behavior. So this is it for today. Thank you.